The hypocrisy from Big Blue as it relates to these Corona clap restrictions is absolutely off the charts. And although the prospect of Joey Basement, Joey Oatmeal, Joey Corruption getting into office in a few weeks is still low in my mind, the concern is high. As the Big Blue dumpster squad inches closer to what I think they believe is Joey Basement's take over the entire planet, exercise ultimate power America, it seems like the gloves have come off and absolutely nothing matters anymore. 5 days ago, LL Uncool J, the absolute garbage merchant mayor of Chicago, was screaming in the streets into a megaphone with no face diaper on to a crowd of people that were not socially distant, celebrating this early win for Joey Basement, Joey Garbage Fire, screaming at the top of her lungs. Lots of people not wearing masks, nowhere near 6 feet away from her, and a big crowd celebrating this huge win for Big Blue. Yet now, 5 days later, she comes out and says that there's going to be Corona clap restrictions for Thanksgiving. You can't have dinner with your family. Meanwhile, she was just flaunting the fucking rules in broad daylight days ago. This total hypocritical garbage merchant urges the residents of Chicago to not leave their home for 30 days starting Monday at 6 a.m. and to only leave their home for work, school, or essential activities. This stay-at-home advisory for Chicago also includes no non-essential travel, no home gatherings, and that you cancel your Thanksgiving plans. And like I said, 5 days ago, this woman was in the street with no diaper celebrating Joey Basement's win with a megaphone, no mask, no social distancing, yet has the audacity to come out and suggest that everybody follow these guidelines when she, her fucking self, on video, was not doing that 5 days ago. This is complete and utter hypocrisy, and it is absolutely disgusting that these people think that they can just do this stuff and flaunt their own guidance out in public on video and expect continued support for them. This is a disgrace, and she is not alone. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, aka Bill DeGarbio, aka the worst mayor on the planet, did the exact same thing not 5 days ago. In the street, getting interviewed on the news media, celebrating this historic day for Joey Basement, and wow, we can finally breathe again. Literally standing in front of a crowd, a mass of people standing together, not socially distancing, many not wearing masks, on TV, getting interviewed, and then has the audacity to come out days later and shut bars and restaurants at 10 p.m. and further cripple the small businesses and punish economically the people and the residents of the city of New York and the state at large. New York State, as well as New Jersey, no indoor dining after 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. at restaurants, bars, clubs, and lounges. Like, dude, this shit is insane. This is not based on any element of science. There is absolutely nothing that suggests that closing a restaurant or closing a bar at 10 p.m. has any significance whatsoever to stopping anything. This is egregious overreach of power, and it is insane. The fact that there are curfews in America still after all of this time is nothing short of egregious. And the fact that we're all continuing to just blindly obey to this and in a lot of cases support it is just, it's a shame, because small businesses across the nation are being destroyed by this. You go to a restaurant, you go to a bar, you go to check out at the local Whole Foods, you're wearing a diaper, a cloth diaper, which by pretty much all measures probably does nothing. But let's just pretend, let's just assume that these diapers work perfectly, right? You got a piece of plexiglass that's 3 feet wide. I walk up to the counter, I stand at the counter. You go and eat in a restaurant, there's a hanging piece of plexiglass hanging next to the table. Yet the guy that's serving the dinner takes your order on the other side of it, reaches past it with the drink, is wearing gloves, but he uses those exact same gloves to grab pens, grab napkins, grab the handle of the door to go and serve food outside. Do people even understand how gloves fucking work? Do people even understand how air works? This whole thing is a fucking charade, and it's just a tragedy because there's so much squandering of resources and so much unnecessary fear that is being pumped into the anus of American citizens across this land, and it is a tragedy. Now, I am not saying that there is not a real health crisis. I am not saying that this virus is not a real thing. I'm not saying that it does not pose a threat. But what I am suggesting is that could there possibly be a situation where the supposed cure, the supposed solution might be actually worse than the problem problem itself. And I think that that is what we are witnessing. And the fucking sad part about all this is that if you guys are out there that want Joey Basement's America, you better prepare for a whole lot more of this, because this is what we're going to get. His chief of staff suggested not yesterday that they are going to plan to potentially lock down the entire country for 6 to 8 weeks. But don't worry, guys, the Federal Reserve is just going to inflate the shit out of your money and just print and make you reliant on the government dole as you just get paid out to sit at home and wait. This shit is garbage. Even God, Fauci, said that lockdowns are not a good idea. And as Joey Basement's new chief of staff suggests that we may go into this 4 to 6 week lockdown, it's just kind of funny just looking at what this exact same cat said earlier in the year, as late as March, that these lockdowns are a bad idea. Yet this is the supposed advisor. This is the change that we all need. This is the logic that these guys all have. Yo, this is devastating. There's nothing much to say. It's tragic. You got states like California that have been heavily locked down and restricted for many, many months, hitting 1 million cases. I guess those worked really well. And then you got new restrictions coming into pretty much almost all the U.S. states, with the exception of a few. Like, I don't know, Big Flo, Big Ron to Santa Claus. No new restrictions on Florida, but hey, who cares about that, right? 30-day face mask order in Colorado. Governor of Connecticut closing 10 p.m. for restaurants, entertainment venues, movie theaters, bowling alleys. I don't understand how this 10 p.m. has any significance, but whatever. But again, what is so sad about all this is not only the egregious rules, not only the fact that there is so much destruction going on to the average American family, but all this is doing is just focusing and centralizing power in the hands of the rich. The rich and the elite that are supposedly going to pay their fair share, according to Joey Basement. All this is doing is giving them and giving all of those people in that class a lot more power and a lot more freedom. This is not affecting them. This is not affecting any of those people in the same way that it's affecting your average, everyday American citizen, your small business owner, and your average worker. Everyone is getting punished by this. And they are incentivized to keep it going. That's the sad thing about it. And Joey Basement is bought and paid for by all of them. And you can rest assured that they are encouraging that this type of behavior continues. And what is so remarkable about all of this is that every single one of these big blue garbage merchants is such a fucking hypocrite. Like the mayor of Washington, D.C., Muriel Bowser, traveling to Delaware to congratulate Joey Basement, while that exact same mayor has travel restrictions imposed on her fucking constituents. How fucking hypocritical is that? Oh, it's necessary. It was necessary, as she designates that travel is high risk to all the other people in her same... Whatever, dude. Whatever, yeah. Big Blue, guys. Vote for fucking Big Blue. It's not just the politicians. You got absolute clown shoes. The garbagiest of all garbage. People like Chris Cuomo, Fredo, the most dumpster fire person on television, with the exception of Don Lemon, equally as garbagey. Just hobnobbing around New York City, getting caught time and time again, not wearing his mask as he comes on television and talks and virtue signals to you about how much of an evil, very bad, no good person you are for not wearing your mask, while this exact same lying motherfucker goes against his own guidance. These people are full of shit. The veil is thin, friends, and people are seeing right through this. But no. Joey Basement, Big Blue, CNN, Fauci is God, doesn't fucking matter, who cares about anything, facts are trash, the world is a dumpster fire, listen to obey! Yet despite all of this, there will be a massive MAGA march in Washington, D.C. tomorrow, and I expect many, many Donald Trump-related rallies around the country. But will this get any press coverage tomorrow? Probably not. And if it does, you better believe that all they're going to talk about, these are super spreader events, how could they do this, whatever, oh my God, this is insane. Meanwhile, not days ago, they were in the streets celebrating, and LL Cool J, Lori Lightfoot, defends her large Biden gathering by saying, the crowd was going to be gathered there whether I was there or not. Yet she has the audacity to tell you that you can't have Thanksgiving dinner at your fucking home with 5 to 10 people. This is insane. The hypocrisy is so nuts. They're doing it in plain sight, yet somehow they're still getting support. Guys, It's a tragedy. But hey, nothing matters anymore because it's all about virtue. It's all about how virtuous you could be. As I was watching videos of the Joe Biden celebration rallies, you could literally see people wearing masks, taking a bottle of champagne, pulling down the mask, drinking the champagne, handing it to another person that pulled down their mask and drank champagne out of the exact same bottle. This is just like, yo, what is happening here? What is happening? Meanwhile, despite all of this, as I've said it a million times, the destruction of freedom, the destruction of small business, the destruction of the economy, the destruction of major cities, the destruction of the livelihoods of so many people are just being destroyed in real time for all of this virtue signaling. And certainly we should protect ourselves and we should be safe. But all of this stuff, is this really the best solution? The WHO, no one cares about that. No one cares about the facts. I gotta admit, it is really hard being a steward of the truth. It is really hard discovering and figuring out and trying to navigate the absolute garbage fire that is every single piece of information stimulus that comes across your brain. It is a full-time job to stay truly informed. It is a Herculean task. And the more you watch TV, the more that you listen to people on TV, the more that you read online, the more articles that you digest, they got the full court press. It is so hard it's so easy for them to discourage you from the truth because you got to work for it. You got to uncover it. You got to turn every stone. You got to be a diligent student of the truth. And it is hard. It is so hard. And I can so easily understand how so many people are blinded by this hypocrisy and through all of this illegitimate information that gets pumped into your face. So here's what it is. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. Every single thing that you see on TV is digested and passed down by someone that is receiving a paycheck. They are getting paid. There is someone that wins from this. And the answer to discovering most of life's truths and problems is follow the money. Who is making money from this? Who is the one that financially benefits as a result of all of this? Who is the politician that is bought and paid for by the establishment? Who is the one that is bought and paid for by all of the people that run the operation, that are set to win from this, that are set to gain from this, that are set to benefit from this? Do your own research. Just look at the people that Joey Basement is suggesting that he's going to put into his cabinet, the people that he's bringing on his team. Look at the people on that transition team and those advisory boards and look into what they do and their past and who they've worked for and what they benefit from. And as you slowly start to discover and the hypocrisy is revealed to you in real time, the more research you give, the more it makes you realize how much of a heroic act every single thing that Donnie Ballgame has been doing. And the fact that all of them are just continuing to slang him and suggest that that it's an embarrassment, that he does not concede this election and all this other stuff. Dude, it is a full court press and they are raining bullets down on Ballgame and truly on all of us. And the sad part about it all is they have such a convincing argument and they have everyone in their pocket. They can convince even you with all of your convictions and all your understanding of truth and all of your intuition. They can even convince you that you might be wrong because it's so thick and it's so deep and it's so hard pressed at you every day, all day, that it's hard. It's hard to be a student of the truth. So to me, there is only one solution, and the solution is the following. Do your own research. Listen to alternative media sources. Stop listening to the people around you unless they are as informed and educated as you. Don't take anything as fact. Question everything. Question even Donnie Baseball. Do your own research diligently about every single thing. Turn off the mainstream media. Stop listening to all this bullshit. Stop living in a perpetual state of fear. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental state and understand that there are many, 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 many powers at work to convince you that every single thing that you've ever known and single thing that you inherently would believe is wrong and that you need to blindly obey and listen to them at every turn. Look for the hypocrisy. Look on the other side of the story. As soon as you see anything, any piece of information, research it. Do not spout it. Do not repost it. Do not share it unless you know and have validated it yourself. And although the outlook can seem grim sometimes and the deck appears stacked and it is an uphill battle, you have to know that there are more people like you. There are more people that are becoming awake. There are more people that are educating themselves to this. And the veil becomes thinner as time goes on. What Ballgame is doing and the fight that he is mounting will persist. And it is up to us to be diligent students of the truth, to share it, to learn it, to educate ourselves, to research it, and to build up a tolerance for all of the BS that gets thrown in our face. We are the only ones that can change this. We are the only ones that can solve these problems. I believe in us, I believe in America, and I believe in doing the research. So let's enjoy this weekend. Let's try to make the best of our lives. Let's keep our head clear and mindful, and let's keep our eyes to what Donnie Ballgame is doing. And let's have faith. I believe in us. I believe in America. We continue to wait.